Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks commentary.
Well, that was ugly, scary, spooky, and Halloween's not even for another hour. Hey everyone, I am Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. Yes, it's my show, my Canucks Take, all in one take for Wednesday night, October the 30th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for Daily Canucks Insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Did you say the mic's not working? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Fangirl. Let me fix that, and let me start the show once again. You saved my butt. Okay, that should be way better. Is that way better? Okay, it should be fine now. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start again, and I'm going to cut that out and pretend that everything was good right from the very start. So here we go. We're starting again in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks commentary.
Hey everyone, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is definitely not the first time. This is not the second time. I mean, I messed that joke up too. Welcome. This is my Canucks Take, all in one take, even though this is my second try starting off this show. So welcome all of you. It is Wednesday night, October the 30th, the day before Halloween, but obviously the Canucks played like they were scared. I got goblins running through all my technology, but we are here. I'm here. You are here. And I'm grateful that we are here, even though we're talking about a 6-0 Canucks loss. They got demolished. They got smoked. I did not go to this game. I'll tell you a few thoughts, but I'm going to give you a few of my thoughts, let you give a few of your thoughts, and then I'm going to bring in a special guest in about 15, 20 minutes from now to help me break down the game. Okay. So let's get the niceties, the formalities out of the way first, even though I had to restart, and then I promise it'll be a lot smoother going forward. So welcome to all of you moderators. Do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know truly that, especially tonight, you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or read all three, but the fact that you're here with me, you know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. Even on nights like tonight where we might not feel like talking about the Canucks, or we might not feel like breaking the game down. But, you know, I was actually looking forward to a long show tonight, a long show talking about a massive Canucks win. Quinn Hughes getting the best of his two brothers. It rarely happens. The Canucks coming in this game had lost 15 of 17, the last 17 matches against New Jersey, which is absolutely crazy. And last night's show was a bit shorter because I have to run off to my church hour. So I was excited for a big long show tonight. We still might do a little longer than usual, depending on how it goes with my guest. But unfortunately, we won't be talking about a Canucks win. But this is how you can still get involved tonight, because I am grateful that you're here. You can subscribe to the channel so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. Wow, Ricky, you have rink wide on one and me. That's high praise. A competition, you call it, or colleagues, whatever. Thank you for doing that. I know there's actually, I'll get to that in a second. The number of post-game shows that are out there. So you can subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos every single day. You can like the video. 56 of you, 57 of you on YouTube, another 50 of you on X, and only 15 likes. I know you don't feel like liking the video because you don't like the way the Canucks play, but like the fact that we're together building community and building the best Canucks community out there on YouTube. You can leave a donation and get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, make someone happy, and get them a 1 month of franchise membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. And I want to get going right away he's often now the first donor, and I appreciate it. Let's give some love to Skytrain Elfrin. Excuse me. Let's try that again. See, I guess I'm rattled tonight. Let's give some love to Skytrain Elfrin in the chat. Skytrain Elfrin with the $7 donation. 6 eggs. That was brutal. Is actually, I actually met Hughes' parents today. They sat in my section. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I wonder what it's like. I don't think they're rooting for any of their boys or any of the two teams above the other. I'm sure they want all 3 sons to play a good game. And I didn't think Hughes was brutal, but he wasn't great. The whole team was bad actually, but I wouldn't say that Hughes was the reason why they lost. So thank you, Alfred. Let's give Alfred some love in the chat. And thank you for getting the donation train out of the station, Skytrain Alfred. You're the best. You're the best. Okay, so this one was rough because I knew it was a 7:40 puck drop, 7:30 start, 7:40 puck drop. So you guys know Tuesday night I bowl, Wednesday night I run my religious education classes. So if the game starts at 7 on a Wednesday, which it rarely does actually, then by the time I get home, it's usually I can only catch the 3rd period. But because the game started half an hour later, when I got home, I actually got home with 12 minutes left in the second. So I basically saw a tiny bit more than half the game. And boy, that's all I needed to see tonight. I was excited. New Jersey plays fast. New Jersey and Carolina are very similar teams. And I'm not just talking about the red and white jerseys. I think Carolina is a bit of a bigger team, but man, New Jersey plays fast. They have a lot of fast forwards between Mercer and Hischier and Hughes, of course. They're a pretty good team. And when Markstrom's on his game, they probably have better goaltending than Carolina, to be honest with you. So I knew this was going to be tough. I just didn't think the Canucks would lay an egg. And let's see what Hall of Fame member Justin had to say. Justin using his monthly membership message, his Triple M. So let's give some love to Justin in the chat. Justin, a Hall of Fame member for 45 months, coming up on 4 years, which is amazing. Brutal game tonight. Everyone looked as uninspired as Petey. Fans started leaving at start of second intermission. That is bad. And I know how much these tickets cost. I know how hard people work to have money to buy tickets. So thank you, Justin. Let's give Justin some love in the chat, following up on Alfred's donation, Justin's Triple M. I appreciate you guys for sure. I almost don't want to go through all the goals, but I'm going to do so quickly. And I'm going to go through the box score so quickly. And then I'm going to do a mid-show sponsor read not so quickly. And then I'll bring in my guest. So I hope that works for all of you. And we will use the help of these goal simulations. I watched all of them. We're going to go pretty quick. First, Jersey goal. I don't know what Tyler Myers is doing pinching. It becomes a 2-on-1. Archie Baines too slow to get back. And then an easy goal for Hischier. 1-0, 53 seconds into the game. You can see I've already watched all these. That's why they're. Then the second goal of the game, a bad play on the power play. Miller and Hughes get mixed up. Hischier takes a shot. Miller gets turned around, and Mercer pots it 2-0. And this was a minute 35 in the second. So they give a goal up 53 seconds in the first, a minute 35 in the second. Then this goal, it looks so innocent. Look, it's a normal 3-on-3. Baines is there. It's 3-on-3, not even a 3-on-2, but just some poor defense. Myers, not a great game. Myers and Susie, I make this point all the time. They get scored on a lot. So 3-0. That was from Timo Meier. Then this Palat goal, the one that, again, it looks pretty innocent. It's a 3-on-3. Look at that. It's not an out man rush, but then Palat goes to the net and it bounces off a couple of things, basically bang bang play, and Brandstrom sweeps the puck from the goal mouth, but it already counted. It already went in. 4-0 New Jersey. Power play goal. They just kind of forget about Jack Hughes here. Obviously, power play, you're outnumbered, but I'm not sure where Hronek is. Or I guess they played their diamond instead of their square. So centering pass, easy goal for Jack Hughes. And then this 6-1, I'm not sure. Watch Juleson. I don't know why he's so high. And then it becomes outnumbered down below. And then it's a very similar pass to the play to the Hughes goal, goes across the crease. And Thomas Tartar puts it in. And that is the 6 goals those are the 6 goals. Shots 22-20. Face-offs about even. Special teams, the biggie. New Jersey goes 1 for 2 on the power play, and they get a shorthanded goal. Canucks go 0 for 4. Penalty minutes about equal. Hits, the Canucks out-hit New Jersey, but the Canucks are basically going to out-hit every single team if they have Kiefer Sherwood on their team. Block shots even. Giveaways, New Jersey had more, but whatever. That doesn't really matter in a game like this. Finally, you look at the box score. Who cares about New Jersey? You look at Vancouver. You're not going to see anything in the points column because they had no goals. So no goals, no assists. So then you look at the dashes. You had -2s for Hoglander, Suter, Pettersson, and Sprong. Only Jake DeBrusk was the only forward who did not have a dash beside his name. Then you have a -3 for Tyler Myers. Then you go over to ice time. And then, pretty spread out throughout the forwards. No one had more than 19.5. No one had less than 11.5, but that's because they all stunk. And then on defense, Hughes had 26 minutes. Low man was Noah Juleson, who also stunk, even though he was only at -1 under 14 minutes. And then finally, we look at things like shots for the Canucks. Well, they only had 22 shots, so they're 20 shots. So, yeah, no one had more than 2, but at least Sherwood had 5 hits once again. Brock Besser had 5 hits, and Besser, he's not the toughest guy ever, but he's sturdy. It's good when he uses his body. And then Susie had 4 blocks, good for him. Brandstrom had 3. And then Juleson had 7 hits. So 7 hits in 14 minutes of ice time. That's a pretty good ratio, actually. I think Sherwood and Juleson should have a hit off. That doesn't sound right, but you guys know what I mean. And so there's not much. I'm not rushing, but there's not much to talk about in this game. It was disappointing. Before I bring on my guest, I want to talk about a couple other things because I wasn't at the game and I missed the first half of the game, right? Rushing home from church. My son, Sean, was at the game and my season ticket partner, Mike, was at the game. So I asked them for their comments and I said, basically, what did I miss in the first half? Make me sound smart on my live stream. And my next guest will also help me sound smart. Well, he'll sound smart. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I said to Sean, this is my text exchange with my son, Sean. Okay, here we go. After the first goal, I said, what was Myers doing there? He goes, brutal, bad period for that pair. I said, who has looked good? Remember, this is after the first period. He goes, Sherwood and Suter. Garland drew a penalty at the end. I said, okay. Any other notables? He goes, not really. Then I said, how was Petey and DeBrusk? They weren't that noticeable. And then he texted me, brutal start. And then I saw that they gave up a shorty. And I said, is Shilov's bad? He goes, then remember, this is only after goal number 2. He goes, not that bad, just dumb mistakes. And then the last text was, I said to him, wow, Garland could have gotten killed. And I was talking about the fight with him and Eric Holla. Okay. So then I wrote my season ticket partner, Mike, who, as you guys know, we have seats 1, 2, 5, 6. So in essence, he was sitting next to Sean the whole game. And he gave me a really good rundown. He says, I thought PD was competing hard. Garland by far the best Canuck. Shilovs is a problem. Look behind him on almost every save he made, has no confidence. Canucks are either passing too much or forcing shots through lanes that aren't open. They need to figure out the balance where they create lanes and use them. I thought early on they were intentionally shooting wide to generate scrambles and almost worked a couple of times, but in the second I didn't see them doing that. I want to see a breakdown of the plays. Everyone in the building blaming Miller, and I'm inclined to agree because he's made a few risky passes this game. Didn't like Quinn's back check. He didn't take the second guy who ended up scoring. Quinn skates off in the corner by himself. Everyone else comes back to the bench. He was pissed. So that was my and I see my guest nodding and smiling. I think he would agree with that. He's backstage. I think he would agree with that that breakdown as well. So and Mike's, I've told you, I've had Mike on my show before. He's my season ticket partner. He's played hockey to a pretty high level. He's played against guys that have made it to the show. So, he never made it past to major junior, but he knows hockey, and he's the one I often bounce things off of before I sound like a doofus on my show. So there's, and then Sean, more short and sweet, but he gave me his thoughts as well. So for those of you that wanted me to come on here and rant and scream bloody murder at this team, I'm not going to do that. Just like I don't go crazy when the Canucks win, although I like to have fun and poke fun because my whole shtick is positivity. This stunk. There's no way else to slice it. All the defense were bad. All the forwards are bad. Shilovs wasn't great. I'm not going to blame him on all 6 goals because even Myers said they hung him out to dry, but he does not instill confidence. That is for sure. Like the team just looks different in front of Shilovs as they do in front of Lankinen. So we can talk about all those things with my guest in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm not mad. I feel bad for anyone who spent their hard-earned money for the game, but we're not going to. I know you're saying I'm going too easy. We're not going to win every single game, but yeah, 6-0 is kind of unacceptable. So what I like to see is what happens on practice on Friday. They have the day off tomorrow, so they have no game, and they don't have a game until Saturday in San Jose. So they can actually have a day off. The guys with kids, they can spend the day with their families, which is good, and then they'll be back on practice on Friday before flying to San Jose later on Friday. So they wake up on Saturday in San Jose. I don't think they're going to fly on Saturday itself. So let's see. Let's see what Tocchet does, how he runs a practice on Friday. Let's see what he does with the forwards. Let's see what he does with the D pairings. I think every single D-man played with every single D-man, at least left, right. I know Hughes. I saw Hughes out there with Brandstrom at one time. I saw him out there, obviously, with Hronik, with Myers. I think Juleson should have been out there with no one. So we'll see what he does with the forwards, the D, and I think Lankinen getting at least 2 of the 3 starts in California is a no-brainer. Going to share one last thing, do my Mitchell sponsor read, then I'm going to bring my guest in. And I know he's chomping at the bit, ready to go. I don't want to spoil it, but I was a guest on someone's podcast today, and it's going to come out tomorrow. So a very, very popular YouTuber. He was on my 24-hour live stream. So I think I've explained actually my next guest too. So between the 2 popular YouTubers that I had on my 24-hour live stream, one of them, I was on his podcast today. It comes up tomorrow. The other one is waiting to come on stream in about 3 minutes. So you can figure out who's who. Well, once I bring on my guest, I think you'll know who the other guy is too. So just look for a new podcast appearance. I'm a guest on someone else's show tomorrow, and we recorded for an hour today. Went super smooth, and I can't wait for you guys to hear that. I tell a couple of stories actually that I've told quickly on this stream, but more in depth. So make sure you check it out. Okay, that's enough of the tease for tomorrow. We don't have to tease anymore. That didn't sound right. For tonight, I will do my mid-show sponsor read, and then we will bring in my guest. So as we start off the sponsor read, we know that everything here on the channel is brought to you by my primary sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Also, thank you to Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay. Receive a free 5-day workout when you do that. Thank you to Gatsy Jack Art Maker, that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thank you to everyone who's bought Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. It supports me in the channel. And my next show is tomorrow night, and it is a members live stream only. So if you are one of the 110 members on this channel, it'll be 11 p.m. And for the last 15-20 minutes, I might do kind of like I'm going to do with my guest now, except I'm not going to cut him off after 3 minutes. Tomorrow, I'm going to kind of do a rapid fire open house like I did part of my 24-hour live stream. It was wildly popular. I'll have my hand on the mute button just in case anyone says or does something silly, but at least it's a member stream, so it's not public. So if you want to join me for the stream tomorrow, please do so. And you might have a chance to appear alongside me on the stream. And finally, you can subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Okay, 11:20, right on schedule. So I was blessed to be joined by this fine young man on my 24-hour live stream. He basically texted me during the stream and said, hey, if you need a middle of the night guest, I'm your man. So this guy came on at 2 in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm pretty sure it's 2 in the morning. My face was still reeling from the tortilla slap heard around the world, but I was happy to chat with this guy. and we just hit it off every time we connect because we're both fans of wrestling. So there's another hint of who this is, and he's gonna start his hockey channel in the new year, and I can't wait to see what he comes up with. So without further ado, my friends, please welcome my friend Jake. Dude, do you call it hockey doodle or doodle hockey?
You can call me
hockey.
You can call me Doodle Hockey, the botch guy, whatever you like. It's all good. By the way, I was still laughing from that tortilla slap. That is an all-time great moment. If you don't have that plastered behind you soon, man, I don't know, man. That has to be behind there soon.
Well, it is a gift that I can use now and share now. But yes, people were asking me if I was acting or faking or whatever, Jake, and I tell them, and you've heard me tell the story, I was actually mad for about 5 seconds when Kayla slapped me so hard across my ear, but I wasn't going to ream her out in front of 100 people, at 2 a.m. So I calmed myself, let the water drip out of my mouth for dramatic effect, and then we hugged it out afterwards.
And no, I'm not Steve Dangle. I'm sorry to disappoint people.
No.
But maybe tomorrow you did something with Steve. That would be interesting.
I'd rather have Doodle Hockey Jake, also known as Botch Guy of wrestling lore. Jake, firstly, your setup looks awesome. Where are you?
I literally just found this online. I just used the green screen filter thing, and I made it look, because I'm on my little chair here, so I made it look like there's a couch behind me, so it makes it look a little more professional. So, yeah, I'm the botch guy. I'm on wrestling YouTube. I'm actually on a break right now. There's a lot of family stuff going on and other type of stuff. I'm actually coming back next month though for Survivor Series, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm obviously I'm a diehard Canucks fan. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for Canucks eventually here. Still ways away, but I got to meet Clay, and Clay is an amazing guy. So I'm ready to talk some Canucks because it was a doozy tonight.
No, I appreciate you, brother. And just before we get started, you guys, I know you guys can see and hear Jake well. I actually forgot to put my AirPods in. Can you guys let me know in the chat? Are you hearing any feedback from Jake, like hearing him twice or whatever? Because if not, we'll just keep on going. If the sound sounds okay, then we'll just keep on going. If not, I will take 30 seconds to put my AirPods in. While you guys let me know if the sound's okay, I want to welcome back RSA to membership once again. Buys his own membership. We appreciate you, and I'm gonna give him the goal horn, and then we can get going with Jake in a second. So welcome back to franchise membership, RSA. He says, "Oh, franchise," and he's gonna upgrade himself to Hall of Fame or Legend. We'll see what happens, but let's give some love to RSA in the chat. Okay, Jake. I have no agenda. I have the next half an hour free. I'm sure you'll come up for air a couple times in that half an hour, but the floor is yours, brother. The floor is yours.
I got my playoff cup ready for this because I'm probably going to need a few drinks during this. But yes, this is also Jake from Jake and Langley. That's kind of funny. Someone knows my radio name. But so first of all, that was a great game. Unfortunately, we got absolutely shellacked there, and I promised Clay I would not swear tonight, so I am not going to swear. No matter how much some people might want me to, I am going to hold off. If I do sound a little negative about this team today, I apologize ahead of time. But there's so many things to talk about. So would you like to talk about the game, the team, the players? What would you like to start there, Clay?
Let's start with the game itself and kind of start micro, and then we'll move to macro. Does that work for you? Yeah,
sounds good. So honestly, it was just a bad game from the very beginning to the very, very end. A lot of people were kind of hard on Shilovs a little bit early, but I don't think he was that poor, especially early on. A lot of the goals he didn't have many chances on. I just felt bad for him. He finally gets back in the net, and boom, 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 3 goals, just one after another. And it's just it's so tough because he wants to do well. He's not playing as well as last season, and especially in the playoffs. And it wasn't shots from the outside. A lot of people obviously know his weakness is these shots from the outside, but it wasn't anything like that today. I think the defense let him down drastically tonight. Oh my Lord, which pairing would you like to start with? So because Hughes and Hronek were not great. They were okay. That would be the nicest way of me putting putting them, but Myers and Susie and Brandstrom tonight was okay as well, but he was -2 as well. And it was just a bad defensive game. Like, Clay, did you see the first half or the second half? I forgot.
No, I saw the second half. Yeah,
second half. So I don't know if you guys in chat, like I'm sure you guys obviously all watched the game. In the first half, how many 2-on-1 breakaways did New Jersey Devils have, especially in the first 10 minutes of the game? Because I honestly think I can count at least 6 or 7 2-on-1 breakaways. It was staggering. Like, I thought Rick Tocchet was going to lose his mind and like call timeout or something, because I don't remember seeing that. But it was just a really bad start, Clay. It was just a tough game, man. So,
do you take a couple things? Connor Garland fighting Eric Hall, necessary, unnecessary, whatever. Like I did see him. I don't know if you saw this, Jake. He got interviewed, and 2 different reporters tried to praise him. They said, was that for a spark? Or was it? And then Garland, to his credit, and I love the guy, he just basically said, it is what it is. And he basically shut it down. He didn't want to talk about it because it didn't really do anything for the team. Although we know we love him because he did that for the team. So what'd you think of that when it happened?
Oh, I love when small guys fight. Yeah. Like he doesn't fight very often. He's always been like kind of a little bit of a gritty guy as well, though. Like, he goes in the corner, he's feisty, right? But he's not a fighter. So when he fights, like, that gets you going. Like when that fight happened, I went to my wife and I'm like, honey, like, if that doesn't get someone going on the bench, and it did, by the way, it got Sherwood going because he started hitting after that. And that third line actually was pretty decent tonight. That Bluger, Sherwood line, and Heinen. But when you see Garland go out, heart and soul, he's fighting, and then we don't even play that much better after. I think Rick Tocchet mentioned that in his post-game interview. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a couple of kind of quotes on it. I just feel like you gotta show something there. Like, it's disappointing,
Philippine Live agrees with you. Good idea, but the Canucks did nothing to follow it up. There you go. Wow. Okay. So thank you for that opinion. So I heard you say one of the very first things you said was Shilov's. It's not all his fault. Tyler Myers said they hung him out to dry. You're right. It's not like he's trying not to win for us. He wants to win just as badly as Kevin Lankinen wants to win. Is this a small blip? You think it's just the trajectory of a young goalie, and we're gonna have to live with some of these bad, pour out starts?
Well, let's be honest. Like, it was kind of unfair that he had to get thrown into the playoffs, and he played extremely well, better than anybody would have thought. He was a third-string goaltender. Let's be completely honest, and he has some developing to do. And this season, we were very hopeful. He looked good in the preseason, and like we were hopeful for Shilovs, and unfortunately, he's had a poor start. Also, the fact that he's going to be able to be sent down without any sort of repercussions on the waiver wire, that's a massive part of this. I do believe he's going to get sent down here when Demko is healthy, and he's going to work on his game down there. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like, he's still pretty young, so it's going to be okay. And let's just be thankful that we have Lankinen because he's been spectacular. Like, he's been really, really good. And we'll get to the forward groups and everything here too. I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll go in order. Yeah, we'll go in order.
Because I'm reading the comments. Talk about Jake DeBrusk. Yeah,
the Lankinen thing's tricky, Jake, because we know that he's obviously gonna not be here next year. He's too good. He's gonna earn himself a $3 million contract with the team as a starter or a true 1B. And that's fine. And that's why we only signed him for 1 year at less than $900,000. What a steal. What a steal. Oh. And the fact that he is playing so well, that's the reason why, like, of course we want Demko to come back, but we're not begging for him to come back because of how good Lankinen is. It's crazy. Who would have thought?
Well, I knew he was a good goalie. Yeah. And I had a feeling he was going to do well. I just didn't think it would be this quickly. Like, Shilovs has had his poor start, and Lankinen's completely ran with it. Like, it's a no-brainer right now, right? He is the backup goaltender for this team. And that's just the way it is. Like, has he had a poor start? Like, he's had a couple of poor goals, but he hasn't had a poor start yet. And his stats, especially last game, he was really good last game. Like, I don't know how many highlight reel saves he made last game. But man, he was so good. So, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So, do you think it was the right call to go with Shelovs tonight and not Lankinen?
Great question, Jake. On my shows, I'd been saying, I didn't see a drop off in Lankinen's play, but it had been 2 weeks between Shelov starts, and ultimately, you can't run Lankinen. I would have been fine actually, Lankinen playing one more, and then you give Shelovs 2 out of 3 in California because of the quality of opposition. But it's easy to sit back down and say, oh, 6-0, that was a wrong move. But no, I was predicting that Shelovs would start tonight. I just had a feeling Lankinen had his run. And the fact, you know how as soon as there's a loss, whether it's 9-0 or 4-3, that's a good reason to make changes, right? That's at least, it gives you an out. So I wasn't surprised, let's put it that way, when Tocchet named Shelovs as the starter.
And now, like with the defense, unfortunately playing quite poorly, and I'm not everybody on defense, but like Susie, for example, is having a tough start to the season, and Tyler Myers hasn't been great at the beginning of this season. He's not being as physical as I would like to see him be, which is something that Tyler Myers was actually quite physical last season, and it's one of the things that made him have such a bounce back season, right? So,
tell me what Tyler Myers was doing on that first goal, Jake.
The chaos giraffe is something. You know what? And then the thing is, like, I don't want to. It's hard to. Isn't it hard to criticize Tyler Myers because he's such a nice guy? Like everything you hear about Tyler Myers is like he's just such a nice guy. But you know, sometimes nice guys finish last, and unfortunately, Tyler Myers. You know, I'm not going to give up hope on him just yet. He's not playing. He's not nearly playing as physical as I seen him last season. I think that's a big part of his game, the new style of Tyler Myers. But like I'm sure we're gonna get to it, trade talk and you know, top 4, Pettersson, DeBrusk, and all that stuff. But you know, with this defense, Brandstrom's been great. Like overall, he's been a great find, great pickup. So Hsmfangirl did a good job there. And it's I don't know, man. Like, it's a frustrating one, eh?
I know. So we can go more macro now. I think there's not much more to talk about the game. Before this gets lost, RSA, thank you for using your your monthly membership message. Let's give RSA some love. He says, what was more pathetic? Toronto's, okay, we're going back there. Toronto's playoff performance with the core 5 or Canucks today against the Devils? In my opinion, it's the same. No one showed up. Any thoughts? Do you take glee when Toronto flames out of the playoffs?
What, with the Flames?
No.
Sorry, I was laughing so hard at Kepner Canucks' comment. I couldn't even read it. I do apologize. What was that again?
No, do you get glee are you happy when Toronto bows out of the playoffs?
You know what? It's tricky because like I don't hate Toronto. Yeah. I hate Edmonton. I hate Edmonton. So whenever Edmonton loses, I have a lovely day. As for Toronto, like, sure, like if they lose, I don't mind it. But I'm not celebrating nearly as much as Edmonton. Oh, I love watching Edmonton. Don't you just love watching Edmonton lose? Like, and let me be clear. Yeah. With Connor McDavid being hurt, I wish him the best in his recovery. I'm not an anti-injury hitter or anything like that. Like, I'm not talking about like that. I just mean as a team and as a fan base, I just can't stand Edmonton. But.
No, I agree. And with, we want McDavid. Thank goodness it was. Can you imagine if it was so serious it took him out of the 4 Nations face-off? I thought about that when it first happened because imagine if he was gone for 3 months, right? Yeah. But no, he'll be back in a few weeks.
Yeah, I never thought about that. You're right.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. And they're really trying to hype this up, huh? Like this is
for sure.
This is definitely. Like, I want to see the ratings here. I feel like the ratings would be pretty decent.
Yeah, but I'm with you. You don't want wish an injury on anyone, but I will say now that it's there, the Canucks really got to separate themselves from teams like Edmonton while they have the time. Okay, so goaltending, I think we're on the same page. Until Demko comes back, it's Lankinen's net, and basically Shelov send him down to AHL. Not because we don't like him, but that's the smart move. You have Lankinen who will have to clear waivers where Shelov doesn't. Okay, that's easy. Let's talk about the D, and then we'll open up the Pandora's box called the forwards. So tonight, at practice yesterday, they had this Brandstrom-Juleson combo, this pairing that did play. And then you have 2 veterans, actually, or at least 1 veteran and 1 sort of veteran, younger guy. There are 2 D signings that started the season together, and they were off on the side. Is it hindsight to say that Forbert and Desharnais would have performed better, or do you think maybe they would have performed just the same?
Well, I think the entire defense tonight was pretty bad, to be honest. And I got to say thank you for that nice comment there from Somi Shows. I really appreciate that, man. It's really nice of you.
Yes.
No, the whole defense was terrible. It doesn't matter who was playing tonight. It was a complete no-show. Like it was a complete no-show from the entire defense. And let's be honest, they weren't getting a lot of help from the forwards either. Like I saw a lot of flybys tonight, and it was just like I was just shaking my head. I'm like, maybe I should just clean my kitchen now. Like I don't know. Like I think truly, it was one of those games. Like it was a rough game. But so let me get into this because I think it's an important topic. And
let's do it.
I'm curious what you think about this too, because
okay.
I want to pick your brain a little bit about here. So this and chat, bear with me here. So because I feel like, do you know what's weird? Because I've done so many streams on my thing, I'm trying not to like overpower, because I'm always the one talking.
Oh,
on
do
my
it.
Streams.
No,
so I'm like, I do apologize if I'm talking too much, right?
Oh, Jake, I can say one thing and then I'm going to shut up. My loyal viewers, they hear me blab on my own, especially for our live stream. They hear me blab on my own for 45, 50 minutes ad nauseum. Take as long as you want, brother.
Yes, admin, I am going to be going to Survivor Series, and it's going to be. Claire, are you going?
I'm going to be there too, brother.
Oh,
hey,
we gotta meet up.
We should start a team. Me, you, my son Sean. We could jump the bloodline.
Listen, I'm not going anywhere near Jacob Fatu, man. That guy would absolutely kill me. There is no chance in heck, no way.
Yes, okay. Well, we'll talk about that. That's for another show. Let's get to your thoughts.
This defense, what we had, like obviously they expect them to play better throughout the season as of right now, but this is not our true defense halfway through the season, because everybody knows at the trade deadline, or most likely a month before the trade deadline, they will find another top four defenseman. It's going to happen. Everybody knows it's going to happen. A lot of teams are going to be looking for that, but Jim Rutherford and Alvin, you just know they're already scouring the market for a top four defenseman. It's going to happen. So that's really important to mention. Guys are going to get moved down because of this. So maybe you won't see a Desharnais, or maybe Forbert won't play as much. But even though it's obviously you can't hate on Forbert right now. And to be honest, Forbert in the last game he did play. He was pretty decent. So then obviously he had his personal problems happen, which tough stuff. But that's the first part. And the second part is, Willander, there's a very, very good chance at the very end of the season, the college season is going to be over, which opens up Willander. And he's having a great start, by the way. I'm not sure if you took a look, but he's having a great start in college right now. And there's a good chance that he's going to be on this Canucks roster by the end of the season too. So that's a depth guy, right?
Yep.
So this defense is going to be transformed by the end of the season. The thing is, we need to hang on. We need to play good enough and hang on so we're around that playoff mark. So when we do pick up these guys, we're going to make a little bit of a run. And it's going to cost us, though. Like right now, how do you say his name? Liljegren? Liljegren?
Yeah, Liljegren. Yeah.
Yeah, he went for a third and
a third and a six and a player. Yeah, 3 assets.
Yeah, and Olimata went for a third rounder too. So what do you think a guy like? I think Kepner actually, Kepner Canucks, he talked about this with Rasmus Anderson. I think Frank Saravelli was talking about how he might be a potential target. That guy's going to cost. Like if we think about something like that, like you're looking at a first rounder and a top prospect easily, right? So
exactly. I've always said that Anderson's gonna be a 2 or 3 asset guy, and obviously depending on which asset, you're right on. And you make a good point. Like for a guy like Anderson, who's still got one more year on his contract after this season at 4.5, that's good. That's really good. So that's gonna cost you a Willander or Hsmfangirl. People are loath to give up those guys. Then you say, well, who's the most tradable guy? A contract? Is it Hoglander? Because after this year he's 3x3. Is it Garland? Like there's not a lot, right, on our roster that's going to get you that quality aside from our core guys.
By the way, does my mic does sound bad, or maybe I just put the wrong setting on?
No, it's who said that? It sounds good to me. Who said that?
I just listen. Actually, yeah, it sounds pretty awful. I definitely need to figure. Yours sounds so much better, Clay. Trust me.
Whatever.
I probably have the wrong setting on, whatever. But I'll fix it for next time. But
okay.
I do apologize.
You sound good. Okay, so your point is though, whether they make a trade like they did for Zadorov or Lindholm, or it's gonna be different. Well, you want to try the mic now?
Well, no, I just moved it. Hopefully, I can sound a little bit better. But I would have to get out and come back in. That's too much effort. So that's fine. I'll fix it for next time. It's
okay, that's fine.
Deal.
Actually, no, you can change the setting. Oh, you can't change the setting while we're talking.
No, because I think it's through my NVIDIA broadcast. I think it's kind of double. I think what it's doing. It's picking up what my old microphone was, and then my new one that I have this one set up. And it's for some reason it's not.
Oh,
I don't know, syncing properly. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay,
but that's okay. We'll fix that.
Actually, I'm not just saying this. I'm not biased because I like you so much. No, it sounds fine to me until you said something.
Unless I talk like this, literally like staring at the microphone, then I think I'd sound a little bit better.
Actually, once you take it away, once you take the microphone away, like just push it to the side, what happens?
Well, it disappears, and then I have no microphone anymore.
Oh, so it is still going through there, is what you're saying? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It is. I think it is. I just don't know what's going on, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So what do you think about this Canucks defense right now, and moving on to the future here?
I definitely think they're underperforming, and I make the point that often when the opponent scores, when I look up, it's usually Susie and Myers on the ice. Like, of course, there's an odd goal that Hughes or Veronica are on. And there's Brandstrom and Juleson too, but a lot, like I think at least 2 or 3 of them tonight were Susie and Myers. So they are struggling, and I so badly want them to be a second pair. But the more I see them, those are like 4, 5, 6 defensemen as opposed to 3, 4 defensemen. So I don't know. I agree with you. I think Alvin and Rutherford have shown they're not the most patient guys. They're not afraid to make a move. They're not afraid to give up future assets to win now, because it's crazy, Jake. I think we might have talked about this on my 24-hour live stream. Just as the Canucks hadn't been in contention, as soon as their window opens, like it did last year, it's going to close in 2 or 3 years. I think. I really do. I really, really do. So they got to make moves now. Yeah.
Well, it's now or never, right? You have exactly what you said. 2 or 3 moves, 2 or 3 years here. Quinn Hughes' contract's coming up. We have Brock Besser's coming up, who looks, other than this game, but he's looked really good so far this year. And like Demko's coming up as well, and we don't know what he's going to cost considering his injury. We need to see how he is when he comes back as well. I think this Demko situation is going to be just fascinating. How this is going to all play out, because like Demko cannot ask for the moon unless he is showing that he can play at a elite level again through this injury, which I have Populus or whatever the hell it's called. Sorry, Popliteus, yes. But
hey, by the way, I want to run through 3 very funny comments. Can we get Jake's YouTube handle so everyone can follow stuff? Give it to him. What's your YouTube handle?
So let me so it's at Doodle Hockey, but I don't know if it works yet because of the whole I'm like, technically I haven't even made a video yet, so but I'm gonna link it a couple of times here. I'm not spamming on purpose here, that should go to it. So I posted it right there, and
awesome
in the chat there. If you guys want to subscribe, that would be amazing. So at least I can start with some people.
And you know how good Kempner Canucks is. Rev Trev, great at sharing, supporting other people's work too, just as we do for him. So awesome. Nice to see you, Trev. Michael saying, try turning the microphone around. Could you possibly be talking the backside?
No, this is the front for sure.
Okay, great.
Can you imagine how dumb I would be like,
no.
Oh my God. Wait, am I? Testing. Wait. Do I actually sound better? Because if I was talking,
no. Do what you just did. I'm not.
I just did it. This is now technically. Is this the front?
Well, it's better.
No way. That's an all-time moment, eh? That has to be in the Hall of Fame. I guess I didn't twist it. Oh, whatever.
Okay, actually, let me start talking on mine now. There. I'm talking to mine now.
That is so funny. That is so funny.
Okay, I'm gonna clip this for sure. That was pretty funny.
Oh, that is so funny. I need to now move this thing back. Probably.
Actually, right there. right there. That's the perfect right there.
Okay, I'm not moving. But now
Right
it looks. But look, my mic is not floating properly anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter. It sounds really good. And then Michael says, "Okay." Michael says, "Holy cow, bro, you owe me." But look, bah ha ha, better ha ha ha, lol.
And you know what's funny? I almost swore too. I was so crazy. I was gonna talk, the S word. I'm like, I was gonna talk so much crap about it. I'm like, I'm not that stupid, right? And then I'm like, well, guys, just an FYI, I used to be the botch guy, and that's all about making bloopers. Well, guess what? I just made my own. So how fitting is that?
Honestly, it sounds so good now, and it's so funny. So when we're done, I know you. You're gonna go back and you're gonna listen to the first half, and then you're gonna listen to the 45-minute mark. And you say, "I can't believe." No, it sounds great, and you look great. Right before we get to the links, and then I was hinting about another collaborator. So Nuckhead is here. I'm just saying this might be the guy that I was talking about earlier in my show. It might be, it might not be. If it was Nuckhead, I'm not sure if he wants me to spoil anything, but it's going to come out in a few hours anyway. So maybe it might be Nuckhead. Both Nuckhead and Doodle Hockey. So thrilled.
The legend Nuckhead is here. I don't know if I'm allowed to be in the presence of Nuckhead and Clay Kepner. Come on, man. This is too much of hockey Canucks royalty here. No,
of course. Hey, actually, your link didn't show up, so I will type it in. Is it
all right?
It's Doodle Hockey, right?
Yeah, Doodle Hockey.
But
yeah,
I'm trying to find the actual URL. Is it?
It's like I said, I linked it on Twitter, and it works through there. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Let me grab it from Twitter then, and then
maybe I can. You know what? While you look for it, I'll just talk Pettersson.
No, go ahead. Drag the puck, man. Drag the puck.
All right.
Drag the puck.
Chat. Can I just quickly ask you guys? Let's get you guys involved here. Elias Pettersson. What do you guys think about Elias Pettersson so far this year? Be nice, okay? Because I'm very curious. Because I have a weird thought. Okay,
let's hear it.
So today I'm watching him closely, and I noticed on one shift he got 3 hits. I don't know if they all registered, but he got 3 hits. So he grabbed he dumped the puck in, he hit a guy, and then the puck went around the back of the net, and he hustled really hard, and he hit another guy. And then eventually he hit a third guy, all on the same shift. And the whole time he's running around hitting these guys, and he didn't have the puck once. And I'm saying, in one part of my head, I'm saying, wow, he's working really hard. He's trying to get himself out of the game. But the other time I'm thinking, this is not Elias Pettersson. Pettersson's not the guy who goes around running like Sherwood. Pettersson's the guy who gets the puck, holds the puck, dangles, Deaky Pete, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is Pettersson, and I think he's frustrated. I think he has a lack of confidence right now. There's no way he doesn't still have the talent and ability, and I don't know what's going on in his head. I'm not a therapist, a psychologist. I'm not going to pretend I am, and I'm not going to diagnose people on that type of stuff. But what I can see as just a hockey fan, he's just not playing like Elias Pettersson plays with confidence. With the puck, especially with the puck. How many times this season have you seen him grab the puck and try to deke through a guy or two? Maybe 3 or 4 times at that.
Yep.
And now you might be thinking, well, if that's the case, well, maybe he shouldn't be doing that because, it's not technically not a good play. But Pettersson used to do this on a regular occasion and get through people.
Yep.
Like, because that showed he was confident enough to do it. He doesn't do that. Clay, the other game, he had this little 2-on-1 breakaway. I'm not sure if you remembered. He was on the right side. Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking. Right.
For me, it would be my left side because everything is backwards. Remember? So he was on the right side, and he does this little. I swear. I think I had a stronger backhand. Like, it was unbelievably light backhand, and I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? Is it an injury? Is it something else? There's something going on, and this is coming from a huge Elias Pettersson fan.
Yeah,
I'm perplexed, Clay.
Well, I know the play you're talking about. If it's the one from a couple weeks ago, it was a 2-on-1 and he had Forbert. So I think he decided to play it to try and backhand scoop it instead of passing to Forbert because he thought he had a better chance of scoring. But I hear what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Now, overall, it's funny how all my worlds collide because in my podcast with the guy whose name rhymes with Duck Dead. We talked about Pettersson for a good 5 or 7 minutes. Yeah, and without giving away too well, it's the same thing. You nailed it. I think it's mental more than physical. Maybe he's got some knee issues lingering, but he's not playing freely. And we know that because he's getting 1 shot a game as opposed to 3.5 that he was doing in his rookie season when he was at his peak. He's just, people have said in the chat, overthinking, nervous. I contend he's scared of Tocchet. I honestly believe he's scared of Tocchet. That's kind of like my big thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know.
And the power play, like, it's unbelievable. How many times have you seen that PD slap shot on that power play this year?
Yep, none.
Like, 0.
Yeah. Like, so you know what Rick Tocchet was saying that though, Jake?
I don't understand.
Yeah. So Rick Tocchet will say, and I've heard him say this 2 or 3 times. He has basically said PD's got to move his feet and move to a different position because Tocchet will say if the defense has scouted that move, so they know they can angle it off or cheat a little bit and just basically get into PD's grill a little bit faster or break off the pass from Hughes, then PD's got to move. He's got to move closer to Hughes. He's got to come off the boards and create different angles. I get the sense that Tocchet doesn't think PD's doing that enough, and that's why he hasn't had the opportunity to rip his one-timer.
I'm almost at the point now, Clay, that I don't even care about moving the feet anymore on the power play. I want Pettersson to stand in one spot, like the Ovechkin spot, whatever, and the whole power play's design, I don't care if the puck goes in or not, is to get him a slap shot over and over and over and just let him have the feeling of slapping that puck over and over and over and over and over again to the point that his honestly his shoulder hurts because he slapped the puck so many times on one game, just so he gets that feeling back, because it's just not happening right now with Pettersson, and it's so frustrating because you know how good he is. Yeah. And there's another guy, I really would like to talk about if I still have time here.
Yeah, we got time. We're good. Let's go. We'll cut it off in another 10 minutes. We'll go to midnight. Sure. We're fine.
Sure. Like literally I can talk hockey for 5 hours straight. just an FYI. That's why I really wanted to do a YouTube channel, because I'm like, guys, we're staying up tonight. Let's talk. But
I love it.
But Jake DeBrusk. I thought the first half of these games, I thought he was all right. He was pretty good. Yeah. But I think the second half now, especially in the last few games, I don't know what's going on. Chat, Clay, I don't know what's going on. Like when I saw this guy play many times throughout the years, especially in the playoffs, man, that guy was skating so hard and hitting everything. And I don't know if it's conditioning. Can I even say that? Is that even allowed to say? I don't know if it's conditioning or like he's not skating as fast. Like he's not that fast. Like I don't know what's going on. Like he's not skating nearly as fast as I've seen Jake DeBrusk skate. Yeah. He's always been a streaky player, but he's not hitting and he's not skating. And when you're not hitting, you're not skating, you're not doing much. And
this 7 years, you're right. This is year 1 of 7. PD's year 1 of 8. DeBrusk is year 1 of 7. Well, hey, honestly, here's the one. What would you think of putting them back together?
In my hockey pool, by the way.
and I wouldn't blame you because they were poised to start the season off, and Tocchet broke them up after 2 games. They remember they lost at home. They lost to Calgary, then they lost to Philly, and then by the time they got to Tampa, that line was broken up already. So why not give them a longer run than 2 games?
I'm surprised like DeBrusk wasn't even on the main power play. Well, I guess today he was a little bit on the main power play, but he was taking off that power play too, right? He was
correct.
Like the whole reason we brought him in is to be one of the power play shooters, like the Bo Horvat spot, right? Like to have him in that Bo Horvat bumper spot, and I guess they left that now kind of to Brock Besser, but they're not doing that one. Yeah. You know that what is that play? I don't even know what it's called, but like they pass it along the left. Oh, I've watched way too much hockey. They pass it along the left side, and then they pass it. The guy kind of goes behind the net with them, and then he passes it to that bumper slap shot, instant slap shot. I remember that tic-tac-toe play. I haven't seen that much this year. I wonder why. Or the back, or that slapper to the, that slap pass behind the at the corner where Hsmfangirl was so good at.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's I think the problem, Jake, is on the power play. And we saw it tonight too. It used to be at least they would drop pass, fine. Like, I'm not going to get mad at the drop pass. Every team does it. So drop pass, it's always Hughes, right? Who's got the most control. He comes out, gets it to center. He looks, and if he's got a guy on him, he'll just keep skating. If he doesn't, he'll drop it back. And then one of Besser, Garland, or PD will bring the puck over with speed. And they used to be able to at least get over the line and then set up. And then we'd get mad that they would do a bad pass. They're not even getting set up now, Jake. They're not even getting in the zone. And I actually think, you know how Hughes is so good. Hughes rags the puck from behind the net, and he's the one who then decides, I'm going to take it or I'm going to drop it back. But anytime he drops it back, now you're getting a Garland, Besser, PD who are fine. But if I think that Hughes is the most confident puck handler, I'm having someone drop it to him. Like, I'm having someone else bring it out, drop it to Hughes, and let Hughes go at full speed, because I don't know. They got to do something different. I don't know what it is.
The drop pass, the classic drop pass. I know people don't like drop pass. That's been every team in the league basically does the drop pass.
Exactly.
I think what's happening is, and I hate to go back to Pettersson, but he's usually the guy who they're drop passing the puck to. And if he's not playing with the confidence that he's playing at, he used to be able to stick handle once or twice right around that blue line and get by someone and rim it off the wall there to Quinn Hughes, or maybe even do a little bit of back pass there to JT Miller. But he's not doing that. So now what they're doing instead is they're like, okay, they're not getting that. So they're either trying to dump it in, which they're coming in late because, they're not doing that initial move anymore.
Yep.
Like you can tell, Clay, we've watched, like me and you, we've watched so much hockey because we're literally describing the actual plays that Canucks have been doing for so long. Yeah. And when we don't see it, it's just like, wait a second, what's going on, right?
No, you're right. You're right. And if we're talking about power play, another thing that used to be successful, but they've gotten away from it, maybe just like maybe teams have scouted PD's one-timer, is how Miller and Hughes would kind of play catch along the blue line, and then you'd get Miller coming with speed. He would even come out outside the blue line, loop around, and come in with speed, and then he's got that wicked wrist shot. And they're not even doing that as much anymore, too. They got to do something. Maybe they need me and you out there. I don't know what I would do. But
not me, man. My conditioning is not where it's supposed to be. I'll probably skate for 5 seconds and I'll fall through the ice or something. Who knows what would happen? But I would definitely not be able to hold up. That's for sure. I'm not exactly known for my stamina or my conditioning. I can promise you that. But just make sure you don't slip on any tortillas, and watch your ear when those come flying around, because that's still the funniest moment on your show's history.
I must admit, your backwards microphone may end up rivaling the tortilla stuff. So I might not nail it tomorrow, but by the weekend, I'll have a brand new clip out for all of us to enjoy. Hey, before we wrap up, tell everyone what you hope to do on your channel. So I did post it. If you guys can't find it, I'll post it one more time. But yeah, what's your plan for your channel once you get going, Jake?
Well, right now I really need to get my wrestling going, because I feel really bad for my community there who and this isn't a self brag or anything, but I have a pretty decent sized community over there, and I just don't want to let them down, and I feel like I've let them down recently because I've been going through a lot of stuff with family and health and other issues, and it's just been a kind of burnout as well. It's been just a lot, and so because of that, I want to really focus on that for this year. But once that's getting rolling, I do want to do hockey YouTube. I have immense passion over it, and I've met some amazing people like yourself, and I know other YouTubers as well. Rick Dollywall, I know as well, and awesome. And Jeff. I think I've had podcasts with Jeff Patterson, Dollywall, Tom Mainick, and all those guys. So they're amazing. The media people in Vancouver really truly are amazing. And it's just I'll get to it eventually. And I do appreciate you shouting me out and letting me talk here with my backwards microphone and everything. I do appreciate that. That's definitely going to go down. And if you know what, if you guys can't find my YouTube, if it really is that hard to find, hey, hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Doodle Hockey X. So there you go. That I am active on quite often there. So thank you for having me, Clay. Truly, I'm blessed to have you.
Of course,
be my friend now. I guess we're technically friends now, right?
We're friends. We're friends. Hey, don't rush off yet. But yeah, I just put So I just put your X account in there as well. The funniest thing though about the backward mic is because didn't you say something like, I'm not that stupid?
Yeah, and I'm definitely that stupid. Apparently, that has been confirmed after this. But hey, that's just who I am. I guess I'm just a dumb dumber.
No, but I think you got it figured out, because if you get your channel active, building up, and especially at Survivor Series time, because everyone, you're a worldwide phenomenon when it comes to the botch guy, and then to have
worldwide phenomenon.
Wow,
holy, you hyped me! Wow,
I've seen your sub,
my marketing manager.
But to have Survivor Series in your home, your hometown, right? And then you can do wrestling for the year. And then what I would do is I would at least do a soft launch of your hockey channel in the new year, God willing, everything's okay with you. Because when the Canucks make the playoffs, that's when channels like yours will explode. It really will. So just keep that in mind. We'll talk, but keep that in mind. And I know you got some good pointers and tips for me too for growing. So
yeah, if you ever need anything about tips, tricks, anything YouTube, I've been doing it for almost 5 years, so I kind of know a lot of SEO analytics and stuff like that can help it as well. Anytime.
Love it. No, let's chat. Okay, last two things. Irvin, send this to me. If you've clipped it already, that helps. That saves me some work. So send that to me, and we'll get one question for you. Who is your favorite wrestler?
Of all time or currently?
Both.
Well, currently it's a bit of a cop out, but I still mark out the moment I hear it with the Roman Reigns. It is. I mark out. For new wrestlers, is it even allowed to say it's maybe still too early? But Jacob Fatu has been so impressive, and I'm also a big fan of Rhea Ripley as well too, and Liv Morgan. I think they're just, especially Liv Morgan. She's really elevated her game. Like, she's really, really good. I actually think she can be a really good actress in the future, like for movies and other things like that. Like, I think her facials, like the way she talks and the aneurysms, I think it's really good. No, she's amazing.
No, I could see it. No, Jake, let's catch up offline as well. But I really, thank you for joining me tonight. It was wonderful to get another perspective on this team and someone who actually watched the full game. So really appreciate you getting on here, and we'll catch up offline soon for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, watch the full game. Yes. All right, take care, guys. Thanks for having me, Clay, and thanks for having me, chat. Cheers, guys.
And we'll talk soon. Thanks. My friends, that is Doodle Hockey. That is Jake. So glad to have him on. He was on my 24-hour live stream, 2 a.m., I'm pretty sure. Like, unfortunately, you guys know that's the 6 hours that got lost because of a couple of mistakes on my part. Speaking of mistakes, that was a rough night for the Vancouver Canucks. Lots of mistakes leading to a 6-0 loss, but at least it's only game number 9 of the season for them. We still have 73 of these things to go. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being, I know we didn't take any questions from the audience, but once Jake and I get going, it's kind of hard to we're fine. Like, we're not talking over each other, but it's, I should have anticipated more time to build in questions, but we'll do that for the next time for sure. Tomorrow night will be a members live stream only. So if you don't want to miss that for whatever reason, you can still buy your own membership before tomorrow begins. And then we'll go for about 45 minutes. And I think for the last half, I will do open house like I did for my 24-hour live stream. So if you want to, if you want to join me for the members stream, and if you want to actually appear alongside me on that stream, remember, it's not publicized, it's not public, it's not posted. It just stays within the membership community. So if you're a little bit shyer, then just think you're only in front of 40 or 50 people as opposed to 300 people. But I will leave that up to you. That is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. No, I don't think I'll be dressing up for the member stream. You guys are welcome to if you want to show up on the stream, but I don't think, I might just dress up as a good-looking Asian dad, and therefore no costume required. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks to all of you, and to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. On your way out, you can subscribe, like the video, you can leave a donation. Want to thank my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And don't forget, and I want to shout out those who went above and beyond with the generosity today. That was Skytrain Alfred with the donation. That was just incredible using his Triple M. That was RSA rejoining as a franchise member. He says he's going to upgrade to Hall of Fame soon, which would be cool. And then RSA also using his monthly membership message. Also, on the way out, make sure that you rate the joke out of 10 that is coming your way right here, right now. So thanks everyone for being here. And if you're a member, I hope to see you tomorrow night at 11 p.m. right here on this YouTube channel. I will post the link to the members live stream by dinner time on my community tab. So make sure you are subscribed and have notifications on so you know when, but you know where we are meeting tomorrow night. All right. Sound good? Sounds great. The Canucks lose 6-0. Bit of a scary outing, but they have a chance to redeem themselves on Saturday when they play in San Jose. Okay, friends, I am out of here. We got a Halloween-themed bad joke for you. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Do you know why it is so cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? Yes. Why is it so cheap to throw a party at a haunted house? Because the ghosts will bring all the booze. All the booze. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.